by chance? No. There is a very clear procedure, and everyone acts according to that procedure, receive the same treatment. There is nothing by chance. It's impossible that you are in the same condition and then once your dua is accepted, another time your dua is not accepted. It's impossible. If it's the same condition, every time you receive the same response. So, we should never be despaired, and indeed, problems should increase our hope for intervening and intervention of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Imam alayhi salam. Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam says, وَلَوْ أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرَضِينَ كانتا على عبد رتقا ثم اتقى الله لجعل له منهما مخرجا. If skies and earth for a servant of Allah are very tight and closed, it seems there is no way out. So much pressure is squeezing me. I cannot, I don't know if you had this experience. Sometimes problems are so much, you feel you cannot even, breathe properly, especially when it's a matter of your honor and dignity. Sometimes you feel you cannot breathe. So much pressure. Amir al-Mu'minin says, if the skies and the earth for a servant are so tight, but he or she remains muttaqi, ثُمَّ اتَّقَى اللَّهِ لَجَعَلَ لَهُ مِنْهُمَا مَخْرَجًا. Allah will make for him a way out. This is actually Quran. Amir al-Mu'minin is inspired by Quran. مَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whoever is muttaqi, Allah will provide him with a solution, with a way out. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'minin said, إِذَا اشْتَدَّ الْفَزَعُ فَإِلَى اللَّهِ الْمَفْزَعُ. If difficulty is very intense and you need to scream for help, if you need shelter and refuge, then you must go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't need to wonder where to go. Is there any solution? If there is, where is it? You have all the answer. Just go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sheikh Kulayni narrates from Imam Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salam, ما من بلاء ينزل على عبد مؤمن فيلهمه الله عز وجل الدعاء إلا كان كشف ذلك البلاء طويلا، فإذا نزل البلاء فعليكم بالدعاء والتضرع إلى الله. There is no dua, no problem that happens to a servant that Allah inspires him to do dua unless that dua will help to solve the problem quickly. And if in the time of difficulty you forget or you don't remember, you don't feel making dua, that is the time that the bala is going to become long. So a sign to see whether this bala is a bala that it has quick solution or not is whether you are given tawfiq to do dua or not. If a bala comes and we all are praying and asking Allah for help, this is a good sign. If a bala comes and become too busy that we don't do dua, or we become hopeless, we don't do dua, that is very worrying. That's very worrying. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, هل تعرفون طول البلاء من قصره? Do you know how to distinguish whether bala is going to take long or be short? قلنا لا. Narrator says, we said we don't know. Imam said, إذا ألهم أحدكم الدعاء عند البلاء فاعلموا أن البلاء قصير. If in the time of calamity you are inspired to do dua, you must know that this dua is not going to take long, it's not going to last. In another hadith, Imam Musa ibn Ja'far says, these are the hadiths that the late Sayyid Ali Khan al-Madani mentions as commentary for this dua that we are going to. So at the beginning he mentions this beautiful hadith for this dua of Sahifah Sajjadiyyah. Imam Kazim alayhi salam says, الدعاء لله والطلب إلى الله يرد البلاء. When you pray for Allah and ask Him for help, this can remove calamity. وَقَدْ قُدِّرَ وَقُضِيَ. Even if this bala is already something which is in divine decree, is decided, وَلَمْ يَبْغَ إِلَّا الْإِمْضَاء. So everything is planned according to the factors that are there. This is the qadha of Allah. And inshallah later I explain. It doesn't mean that these calamities necessarily are planned by Allah, but because we believe in Tawheed Af'ali, at the end everything that happens must be signed, must be permitted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this dua is part of qaza of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, part of qaza and taqdeer. The only thing is imdha, is to let it go. Even at this stage with dua you can stop it. يرد البلاء وقد قدر وقضي ولم يبق إلا الإمضاء فإذا دعا الله عز وجل وسأل صرف البلاء صرفه. If at this very last moment everything is already planned, you ask Allah to turn away this bala, Allah will turn it away. Ayatollah Sayyid Ahmad Fihri has also a commentary on Sahifah Sajjadiyyah, and he mentions a nice story from Rumi. Rumi says that there was a mosque that everyone who was staying in that mosque overnight was killed. So this was Masjid Adam Kush. So this masjid had the reputation that kills people. If you go there and stay there, you will be losing your life. So he says, هر که دروی بی خبر چون کور رفت صبح دم چون اختران در گور رفت. Whoever was not aware and blindly, without knowing, was going in that masjid and staying overnight, next day in the same way that stars all disappear, this person was also disappearing, was dying. Gur means grave. So like stars who disappear, he says like stars dying, he was dying. So no one was brave enough to stay in this masjid. Everyone was worried. Then there was a person who was very determined and very brave and very strong. And he said, I'm going to stay in this masjid tonight. People told him, don't go there. He said, no, I want to go there. And whatever they advised him, he said, I don't need your advice. So when he went in masjid, in the night he heard very dangerous sounds in the masjid that everyone could have heart attack, But this man barjahido, bang barzad که کیا حاضرم اینک اگر مردی بیا. He also shouted and said, I am ready. You want to fight me? I fight you back. I'm not going to run away. I'm not going to die. He challenged. در زمان بشکست زاواز آن طلسم. زر همی ریزید هر سو قسم قسم. He says this was a طلسم. I don't know if you know طلسم. Sometimes some magicians make a طلسم, means make something, a magic that no one can, be in a place, no one can do something. There is a طلسم. Every طلسم has also anti-طلسم. So you can break it. This طلسم just needed someone to challenge, not to run away. And as soon as this person said, I am ready, you can come and we fight, it was finished. And then from everywhere gold came to this person. So he had lots of gold. پر شد آن مسجد ز زر. زر means gold. پر شد آن مسجد ز زر هر جایگاه. Every place of masjid was filled with gold. مرد حیران شد ز تقدیر اله. Then he was surprised about plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then Rumi wants to say this masjid is actually dunya. In dunya, those who are worried and afraid of challenges and problems, they want to run away from problems, they cannot reach that gold. But if you say, I am here, I don't run away, I face challenges, challenges will run away. Someone has to run away, either you or challenges. This is the nature of this world. So you have to be brave and stand in your position, put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you will get a lot. Something that you can never get through ordinary circumstances. Okay, now let's go to dua number 7. Ya man tuhallu bihi uqadul makare. This is the dua of Imam alayhi salam when there were difficulties, when he was facing life is very difficult for himself and also for, training other people. Oh, the one bihi, with him, by him, the knots of detested things are untied. Uqdah, nafathat fil uqad. In Quran we have uqad is plural for uqdah. Uqdah is the tie. We say in Farsi gereh, tie. Sometimes makare means things which are disliked. They are somehow fixed, like a tie. It's fixed. It's not something that easily I can pass it. I need to untie. Yes? If there is a thread, I can just pass it. But if it's a tie, I need to open it. Otherwise, this remains always a problem. So, all the one with him or through him, these knots of detested things are untied. وَيَا مَنْ يُفْثَأُ بِهِ حَدُّ الشدائد. Hadda is sharpness. When there is for example, sword or knife, it's very sharp. Difficulties sometimes are very sharp. It's as if they are cutting. Very difficult to resist. If something, like, for example, a stone, a rock is coming towards me, I can somehow resist. But if something very sharp like a knife comes and pressurizes, it's very difficult. We are not able to, resist. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that when He intervenes, the sharpness, the cutting edge of hardship is blunted. يا من يلتمس منه المخرج إلى روح الفرج. O the one from whom the way out is asked, coming out of problem to روح الفرج, to the joy and freshness of relief. So it's like someone who is in a room under fire finds a way out to go to a garden. 180-degree difficulty. روح الفرج. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala solves your problem, then it's not just the problem is solved. You feel you are refreshed. You feel you are energized. Imagine, for example, if someone has cancer and then his cancer is healed. He's not just not sad, he's extra happy that now my cancer is healed. نزلت لقدرتك الصعاب. Because of your power, those things which are صعب, which are difficult, they become very manageable. They become very gentle. Dhalla is like dhalil, means humiliated, someone who has no dignity. But for problems, dhalla means they become manageable. They become something that we can control. وتسببت بلطفك الأسباب. Because of your lutf, your favor, all the causes are working and functioning. Everything that is operating and functioning, everything that is benefiting us. Who is musabbibul asbab? If you have something to eat, something to drink, something to cover yourself, everything that you have has a cause. But don't just look this much. Go higher and see who is arranging these causes, who is beyond and the ultimate cause. وجرى بقدرتك القضاء. And because of your power, the decree is into effect. ومضت على إرادتك الأشياء. And everything is happening because of your will. Nothing in this world happens without His will. Of course, Allah doesn't need us to tell Him this. It's very clear that when we say this, it means that we are reminding ourselves. We are renewing our understanding of Tawheed in every aspect, especially Tawheed Af'ali, that everything is an action of God and everything is through the will of God. So we are not talking to someone that just feels sorry for us. Sometimes I come to you and tell my problems. It's good, you say, I am sad, I really feel you are sad for me. That's a comfort. But Allah is not like this. Allah is the one who has everything in His hand. فَهِيَ بِمَشِيَّتِكَ دُونَ قَوْلِكَ مُؤْتَمَرَةً. Everything functions according to His will. Therefore, everything is taking your command and follows your command even without you telling them. Allah doesn't need to issue a statement or say something so that they listen to Him. As soon as He wants, this happens. Even when Quran says, إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. Yeah, whenever He wants something, He says, be, and there it is. But you should not take this in the sense that He has to say kun. He doesn't need to say kun. This means that, because this is a way to analyze and help us understand different stages for Allah's decision-making procedure. But you should not think that He has to say kun. When His will is finalized, then they happen. There is no need for formal statement to come after that. وَبِإِرَادَتِكَ دُونَ نَهْيِكَ مُنْزَجِرَةً. When you tell them to do something without you actually commanding in formal way, they will do it. And when you ask them not to do, you don't need to stop them. Just if you want them not to do, they cannot do it. Even Allah doesn't need to tell them stop. In Aqaid, you remember we had this example. If you think about images in your mind, we said this is something that Allah says is very helpful to understanding relation between cause and effect. If someone in your mind, you imagine someone is walking, you don't need to tell him walk and then he walks. As soon as you decide that this person walks, he walks. If you decide doesn't walk, he doesn't walk. You don't need to go and say, why you are not stopping? I decided you to stop. Why you are still going? As soon as you want that person to stop, you would stop. There is no way for him to exercise his choice against your will. He can exercise his choice against other people that you have in mind, but not against you. أنت المدعو للمهمات. You are the one that is called upon for muhimmat. Muhimma in Arabic sometimes means mission. But basically, literally, muhimma means something which is concerning you. From ham. Ahammani. If something is concerning me, that is my muhimma. Okay? And missions are called muhimma because when they are given to you as a task, now you have the concern to deliver your mission. أنت المدعو للمهمات. You are the one who is called upon for those things which are concerning and worrying. وأنت المفزع في الملمات. And you are the one that we can go for help when calamities come. Alamma in Arabic, alamma yulimmu, when something comes down. It is used for calamities when they, fall and come down. لا يندفع منها إلا ما دفعت. None of them is repelled unless you repel them. So I have come to someone who has full control and is the only one who has control. So I am very clear. I don't go anywhere else to waste my time. If I go to anyone other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am wasting my time. I do all my own part. So it's not that when there is disease, we just make dua. When there is disease, we take all the measures which are needed rationally. Health, hygiene, anything, we do it. But we know this is a small part of it. We do it better than anyone else when it comes to this small part. But we know The major success comes after this between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, لا يندفع منها إلا ما دفعت. None of these are going to be repelled unless you repel them. ولا ينكشف منها إلا ما كشفت. Nothing is going to be removed unless you remove and what you remove. So I have this clear understanding of your role in the world, especially when it comes to problems. I know that you have the full control, no one else, and you can stop any problem. Now, وَقَدْ نَزَلَ بِي يَا رَبِّي. From this point on, I get into my own problem. So far was general. وَقَدْ نَزَلَ بِي يَا رَبِّي مَا قَدْ تَكَأَدَنِي ثِقْلُهُ وَأَلَمَّ بِي مَا قَدْ بَحَضَنِي حَمْلُهُ. Now, something has come down upon me, my Lord, whose weight burdens me. تَكَأَدَ, something which is very heavy to carry. This is not a small problem. I feel I am challenged. I feel I am desperate. It's too difficult to carry. In Imam Ali's sayings, we have about challenges of, Day of Judgment. إِنَّ أَمَامَكُمْ عَقَبَةً كَعُودًا. Ka'ud and taka'ada have the same root. Aqabatan ka'uda means the difficult turning point that you have to pass. Taka'ada means very difficult and heavy is this problem for me to carry. وَأَلَمَّ بِي مَا قَدْ بَحَضَنِي حَمْلُهُ. And upon me has fallen something whose carrying oppresses me. وَبِقدرتك عرضته عليه. And with your power you have brought this down to me. وَبِسُلْطَانِكَ وَجَّهْتَهُ إِلَيَّ. And through your authority and sovereignty you have turned it towards me. فَلَا مُصْدِرَ لِمَا أَوْرَتْ. There is nothing that can send away what you have brought. وَلَا صَارِفَ لِمَا وَجَّهْتَ. And nothing can deflect what you have turned. وَلَا فَاتِحَ لِمَا أَغْلَقْتَ. Nothing can open what you have closed. Fath means to open. Ighlaq means to close. قَلَّقَتِ الْأَبْوَابِ, about Zulaykha when he closed the doors. So, anything that you close, no one can open. وَلَا مُغْلِقَ لِمَا فَتَحْتَ. And if you open, no one can close. وَلَا مُيَسِّرَ لِمَا عَسَّرْتَ. If you make something difficult, no one can make it easy. وَلَا نَاصِرَ لِمَنْ خَذَلْتَ. And there is no helper when you leave someone without help. If you don't want someone to receive help, no one is going to help that person. فَصَلَّ عَلَى مُحَمَّدٍ وَآلِهِ. So he says salutation and then he continues. I leave the rest for next session, but I just want to finish with one point. When we say to Allah that you with your power brought this problem and no one can take it away from me except you, this is based on our understanding of Tawheed. If you don't get it right, you may think, why Allah has caused this problem to us? Why we should suffer? Why there must be drought, famine, illness, war? No, be clear that this is for our understanding of Tawheed. Even if someone irresponsible does something bad to me, I know that this still is part of the whole system, that Allah is in charge. Because if you don't have this mentality, then you think, okay, why I should ask Allah for help? This person has caused the problem and I cannot do anything because I have no power over that person. We say, even the most vicious people, the most tyrant people, or the most, vicious viruses or germs or whatever, they are small parts of this world. And He is responsible for the whole thing, and nothing can run away or override His will. So, this is the meaning that's saying that you brought this to me. Not in the sense that He has a bad intention for me, He wants to harm me. No, in the sense that I know this is your world, your system. These are very small particles in your magnificent world. So I am not in wrong place when I ask you for help. This is the understanding of mu'min. Not that, na'udhu billah, Allah is, trying to annoy us or, put us into difficulties. Yes, there are times that maybe Allah has a special plan for you, but most of the tests that we go through are not there except because we or some other people have put us into these difficulties. It's not that Allah wanted me to become poor, Allah wanted me to become ill. Most of the time, there are natural or human factors that lead to having these problems, but what is important, they are part of His system, and He is fully in charge of this system. So you can always go to Him to ask for help, but in the right manner, not by doing nothing, not by putting blame on Him, just by understanding your limits, your role, and being 100% hopeful that when it's the right time, He would always come and help you. He has no hesitation for helping except wisdom that He has in the whole system. You cannot all the time with your little knowledge or with your impatience, excite Him and pressurize Him, like a child, sometimes cries and, we lose our control. We do something that later we say, I shouldn't do this. But Allah is not influenced by our impatience, but if there is a right time and He feels I am really desperate, He would certainly help. But it must be right time and with your sign of really asking for help. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help all of us, especially with respect to those things that challenge our iman, challenge our akhlaq, challenge our family, community life. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.